What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So, Halle Bailey requests sole legal and physical custody of her son, Halo. She asked the court to prevent her ex, DDG, from taking him out of LA. So, as we know, that she alleged her former partner has been really harmful in front of their son and asked the court to restrict where DDG is allowed to take Halo. The couple split in 2024 after welcoming Halo in December of 2023. So she's requesting sole legal and physical custody of their son after she filed the restraining order. And she needed to, because those pictures that are circulating online, you know, my heart breaks for her. But I'm glad that she's going through the court system. The Little Mermaid star is seeking legal and physical custody of their son, Halo Saint. I love his name, by the way. And she asked that the judge order her ex, who was born Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., not be allowed visitation with their son. However, she is asking that DDG be given supervised visits with a professional company once a week for 6 hours while Halo is in Los Angeles. Additionally, Bailey is asking the court to prevent DDG from taking their son outside of the county of Los Angeles. She has also requested an order to prevent child abduction, saying that DDG has a history of not only harming her, but taking away Halo and hiding Halo from her, threatening to take him away and not cooperating with her when they're co-parenting. Bailey asked that a judge order DDG not to move with Halo without her written permission and to turn in or just not apply for passports. Don't even let him apply for it because he doesn't need to be leaving the country anyway, especially after what he did to her. I feel like he needs to be behind bars, but that's just me. Or other important documents for Halo. If he does travel with Halo with her permission, she's asking the judge to order that DDG provide his travel schedule, copies of round trip airline tickets, addresses, and phone numbers where they can be reached, and an open airline ticket for her if Halo is not returned. The actress specified several examples where she has asked DDG to set a visitation schedule with her for Halo. And see, this is the unfortunate thing about, Halle being so much more mature than he is. I think she just turned 26 not so long ago, so happy belated birthday, Halle. But you can tell that he, in my opinion, is not ready to be a mature father to his son, putting this girl through all this stress and headache. She shared one particular interaction that came to a head in January. Bailey writes that when DDG came to get Halo, she asked him to talk about a schedule, and he got visibly upset. As she walked outside with him and buckled her son into the car seat, Bailey alleges that DDG was cursing at her and getting more and more upset. I had left the front door open and was not even fully dressed, as I was not even wearing shoes. Daryl kept repeating, "Get out of my car, B." He kept calling her out of her name. Halo was crying, and I repeatedly pleaded with him to stop calling me out of my name. Bailey continues, I felt very nervous that he was taking Halo and that he was very agitated. I did not feel safe leaving a baby with him in his state. I also wanted to know when he would bring Halo back, and he would not tell me. So the argument continued and got physical, and the two were wrestling and tussling. She says at one point, Daryl was pulling my hair, then he slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain. I wanted to get out of the car with Halo, but now I was stuck. DDG ended up driving to his house with Bailey in the car, and since she wouldn't leave Halo alone. Once they got there, the star claimed that she did tell his family what happened, and the family, to set a schedule, but they told her just to leave Halo and go. Let me tell you something. His family, is trash for that. That negligence of holding him accountable, that's hugely problematic. His mom wrote just a quick statement on her IG saying that, she has been silent for too long, but now she wants to speak up. But she didn't say anything of substance. Like, what are you going to speak up and do about your son doing all this damage to the mother of his child and his son. The last thing you want is for Halo to look at his father and think that this is acceptable behavior, because it's not. Let's keep going. Bailey details several other alleged examples, ending her statement with, she's done everything possible to avoid going to court. She says, I realize that there is no placating Daryl. I cannot allow this abuse any longer. I can't keep living like this, she says. I never know when he's going to demand our son to be in his mother's care and whether or not I will be subjected to his threats and harm. Bailey also requested a temporary restraining order against DDG and was granted one by the court Tuesday, so yesterday, May 13th. He is required to remain 100 yards away from Bailey and Halo at all times, including at Halo's school and Bailey's vehicle. So Bailey and DDG began their relationship in 2022 and ultimately split in 2024. And a court hearing in this case has been scheduled for June 4th. So when that comes, I'll let you guys know that update. But I'm glad she's taking him to court, because this is ridiculous. And his mom really did drop the ball. I don't know where his father is. He's not even mentioned. But I will say that there's a clip that's circulating online where he snatched something from her and was dropping the F-bombs and, was saying like, oh, she thinks I'm so effing mean. And instead of his mom calling out that disrespect right there, she had this like smile and smirk on her face, and she was like, you better stop saying the F-bomb. Thinking that it's cute and it's funny, and it's not cute nor funny, because you really should have nipped this mess in the bud when Daryl was Halo's age. And by that, I mean, I'm not advocating anybody put their hands on anyone. I'm not a fan of violence unless it's the absolute, unless somebody's life is in danger. And I never advocate for men putting their hands on women under any circumstances. What I mean is that mother should have stepped up, put him in a corner somewhere, sat him on a timeout chair, and explained to him that these things are unacceptable. And did so repeatedly until he got the message, because now he's a 27-year-old man who has a son of his own and is chipping the tooth and, leaving bruises on the mother of his child. It's unacceptable. And in my opinion, I feel like he really does need to be behind bars. He needs to be in front of a therapist, stat, to unpack why he's going, has all these, anger issues. Like, he was on streaming yesterday and acting out badly, by the way, that, he was receiving a restraining order, quote unquote, in real time, when that's not necessarily true. They had to do a community note on Twitter that said both parties are, well aware of the fact that they are given or, requesting a restraining order. It's not like he didn't know ahead of time. That is sociopathic behavior. He broke into this girl's home, took a picture of her empty bed, and said, I know what time you want, and also accused her of going somewhere in the Caribbean with Brent Fayez. And she was like, no, I'm here in St. Lucia with my sister Chloe. She's like, I have my son with me. I would never. He is a horrible individual. He truly is. And you can tell he's very insecure. He's very immature, and he needs to grow up very quickly, because he has a son that he needs to take care of. But Halle, continue to, take care of your son, your well-being. Continue to do what you need to do. She just got done filming her movie in Italy. I'm so proud of her, Italiana. It's not coming out till next year, but if you have a chance, check it out. Support our little mermaid, And DDG, all I can say is I hope that he gets the help that he so desperately needs, because your mother failed you, but hopefully at your big age, and it's because you're 27 now and you're a father, so you need to grow up quickly, that they can hold you accountable. Because if this does happen again, you probably will be behind bars. And Halle is a sweetheart, because if you try this mess with somebody else, they'll let you know that you don't put your hands on them. But anyway, you guys, that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I always like to hear from you guys. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye.